We are here to talk about the Just Society movie.
Oh, that's a society movie.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Just
hang
Society,
on a
wasn't it?
minute. Oh, you're referencing the 2022 classic movie Black Adam, in which
Oh,
the
yeah,
high,
that's right.
fuck, rewind, in which the hierarchy of power in the DC universe was changed forever. Not the box office performance though, and we'll get to that.
Oh, damn.
Alright, so
Yeah.
first of all, before we do go on with things, let's start off with the obvious. Connor, this is the best movie you've ever seen in your entire life.
No.
And why?
No.
Alright, is it the
Actually,
worst movie you've ever seen in your entire life? It'd have to be up there. You've seen like 6 movies.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably in my bottom 10 movies and my top 10 movies.
Like, where on the ranking is it?
Okay, well, I don't think to the level of a fair amount of the Marvel movies I've seen, but
What is your favorite movie, Connor? Here's what we're basing it off of. What's your favorite
oh
movie?
crap.
Tell us favorite.
What is the favorite movie off the top of my head? I'm not sure. I'm
Because
not.
apparently, according to Shah, it's fucking. What is it? I'm saying it. You've not. I don't believe you've seen This Is the End.
I have.
Really?
I've watched it 2 or 3 times.
Really? The one with fucking James Franco and that?
Well, I don't think it's the one where it released in 2012.
What's it about?
It's the comedy one, 2013.
Yeah, I know. I get the comedy one, but like, is it the one where the guy from Spider-Man and his buddies and it's the end of the world?
Yes.
With Satan's
This guy's
big
from
dick at the
Spider-Man?
end. James Franco. Yeah.
Ah. Well, then I guess I.
Shit. I did not. Okay. Yeah. No. All right. I didn't know
Oh.
you'd seen that. Because Sean thinks
We
that's your
have it-
favorite movie.
We have it on
I'm like,
DVD, I
there's no
think.
way. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, right. I've seen it with you. I'm dumb. I was thinking, there's no way.
I'm
But
not
I
sure.
doubt it's your favorite movie. There's no way.
It's hard for
Like-
me when for favorite movie because, like I said, I don't watch movies.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder because you also have recency bias with a lot of stuff.
Connor gave me all. Yeah, I know he did. Fuck damn it. You're distracting me, Shaw. I'm getting content for my channel. Fuck, shut up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think if you asked me right now, I think I enjoyed No Way Home,
Yeah, bro.
and that just off the top of my head is probably number one at the moment for the sheer fact that it is the second most
Fresh in your
recent
mind.
or third most I've seen recently.
Yeah, so it's fresh in your mind. That's fair
Yeah,
enough.
and a lot of movies don't stick with me when I watch it.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say my favorite is All Children of Men. And there's no way I don't think anyone watching this would have seen it. But it's fucking phenomenal. One of the best
I couldn't hear you because Shaw decided to play the Rickroll.
Shut the fuck up, Shaw. Holy shit. What kind of nice things. I'm pulling this straight from your stream, by the way. I want you to know, Connor. Like, I'm just gonna clip it and go, hey.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay.
I think if you asked me about TV shows, I could probably give you more options. Just because I sit down and watch like series and episodes of TV shows more than I sit down and watch a full movie.
Well, you got like all the CSI at home.
Yeah.
At least. That's
Well,
fair.
I have most of I have all of NCIS LA. I have the first two of CSI.
Look, I can totally respect that. Anyway, we're not talking about all movies, Connor. Today we're talking about Black Adam.
Yeah.
And okay, we're gonna start off with just this without jumping into things too much. What are your cursory thoughts over on it? Like, very basic summary. Like, what do you think?
I enjoyed it, and I've watched like one other review about it, and they were like, it's very much a action focused movie, and I think that's fair. And the story, at least I'm not a big story grabber, I guess, for a lot of stuff. So
Mm.
the story wasn't the massive story. I don't think people want, but the massive story I think some people thought it may have been. It was kind. The story was kind of a backdrop, which
Mm.
for me I didn't mind,
Yeah, fair enough.
but I also felt like it didn't. I've said this to you as well. It doesn't feel like a Black Adam movie,
Mm. Uh-oh.
and I know you said it really well when after we watched it, and you were like, "It's like the second Justice Society movie with Black Adam."
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I'll say what my thoughts then. Black Adam. It feels like his first movie feels like the sequel to a Justice Society movie we never got, and I almost feel like this would have been better served if they'd used the Justice League. To be honest, because it feels like I'm on the one hand, I'm really glad that these characters just kind of exist in the world. Like I've said this to Connor before. I think we're at a point now where comics and like nerd shit are just so accepted. You can pretty much just say anything exists in this universe and just be like, guys, keep up. Come on. Like, we've held your hand for 15 years. It's your turn now to read up, you
Hmm.
know? And like, okay, I'm fine with that. But at the same time, I feel like they're given like it's so little focus for what time they're given. It feels like we should have had like I don't know. It just feels like we're missing something. It feels like the way that they were presented is like I said, just they should have these characters should have sort of like this is it feels like a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist.
Hmm.
Like it's this weird uncanny valley for me personally. That's from more sort of story perspective, and it doesn't really feel like that until the Justice Society show up, and I'm like, I don't know. I just feel as though, for instance,
Hmm.
because then it would have been like, I don't know, it's Batman and it's Aquaman and they're training up the Flash, and then they've got Cyclone and Atom Smasher there, or something like that. And it's like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but I think I don't know. Generally, I think in terms of what it was of the film, I had a fun time watching it. I think I would be hard pressed to call it like a cinematic classic. I think The Rock made another pretty good movie,
Hmm.
you know, which is kind of his forte. Not even that. He made another fine movie, to be honest. Like, and that's The Rock. He'll make a fine movie. He'll collect his paycheck and say and swear to heaven and earth that he's a massive Black Adam
Yeah.
fan, which I still don't believe. I still don't believe for a second he's
Yeah.
wrote a single Black Adam comic. And I think it's really funny that he's just committed to this bit. It's it's very funny, and I hope he never stops. It's like him and LeBron James just constantly lying about shit.
I could
Um,
honestly picture The Rock being given a Black Adam comic, and he looks at the first page and goes like, "Yeah, I'm good,"
oh fuck him.
and just gives it
No, I
back.
prefer the
That's
slap him.
it.
Mm. It's just you'd think someone would tell him, like his PR team would just tell him something about the character too. Because it feels like he never got told anything.
Yeah.
Which makes it so much funnier. But I think that must have been part of the marketing. People just speculating, and they saw how much traction it was getting, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, let's just let people figure out if he's seen it or not." Like,
Yeah.
because there's enough there that he might be, and if he is, it's really fucking funny. But if it's not, it's funnier.
Yeah.
Because either way, either way. I think I can respect it because Black Adam is such a fairly like obscure character. Even if like if you're a Shazam fan or if you've like watched the Justice League cartoons, even then you'd be like Shazam as a main villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I feel like there's that aspect, but he's an interesting character. I think he's in the I'm going with the comics at least. He's just generally is nowadays this kind of anti-hero. takes more of a villainous turn most of the time, just because he still is a dictator. He's a killer. He's a a criminal, and he's sort of spent the last like 5-ish years, I want to say, kind of trying to reform. I haven't been keeping up a lot with the recent Justice
Yeah.
League comics, but I know he's a serving member at the moment. That's cool. The cool
I think
spin.
the big gap I feel like with the movie and the comic is I feel like he isn't really he's not positioned as a dictator. I felt like at the end of the movie,
Mm,
it really did feel like
yeah,
they positioned him as Kandak's hero rather than Kandak's dictator.
yeah. That's another thing. I feel like if he's going to be the rule of the nation, make him be like the ruler of a nation. Not like this. Oh no, he's reluctantly going to serve as like the leader or whatever. Like no, like that's his. It's just let him do his thing. Let him be like, hey, I'm taking over, and have the people be happy about it, because that's kind of the interesting thing in the comics about it. It's like, yeah, he's a dictator, but like he's immortal. He keeps conduct safe and prosperous. People like him in his country, and it's like, so it's a very dangerous and like tense political situation to cross him. There's not only
Mm.
versing one of the most powerful people on the planet, you're also versing like a revered political leader. Um, Before we do go on, I think we should talk about the actual like plot synopsis. So, I mean, Connor, tell us about the movie. What do you think it was about?
Uh, it kind. I gotta make sure I remember and say it correctly. It was Black Adam came back. Just Society was sent in by Waller because Black Adam's a threat.
Amanda Waller, that is.
Yep. Uh, Black Adam starts off killing everyone, then kind of swaps a bit, is more remorseful, and then the demon. I can't remember what his
Mm,
name was.
no one
Um,
does.
what?
No one does.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
He comes back. Then Just Society try to take him on, and then Fate gets Black Adam out, and Black Adam wins, and is then kept in Kahndaq as a prison.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, what I will say, I don't know. I didn't expect. I think it got spoiled for me that spoilers here as well. So if you don't want to know
Yeah.
about like some certain, I guess we're getting to the spoiler section of the video now. It's fine. It's happening. So I did not expect. Sorry, no. 3, 2, 1. Now you've been warned. Fuck you. I did not expect fucking Doctor Fate to actually die. Like it was spoiled for me, but I was like, no, he's gonna like
Okay.
come back or something. And I'm like, no, he's just dead. And I kind of, he's a legacy hero. So there's been lots of Doctor Fates. So I'm really hoping that this isn't the last time we see him in the DCU, because
I
I
feel
love Doctor
like
Fate. I think he's really cool.
it won't be the last time we see Doctor Fate the character in the DCU, but I
That
think it
one's
might
gone
be
forever.
yes, and I think it might be a while till we see the next one
Yeah, for sure. I think that
because
one is gone because forget the actor's name.
I don't know
Uh,
the actor's name
James
either.
Bond guy. Yeah, no, he's like an actual famous guy, so he's gonna be a very expensive person to have in the
Mm.
film, especially with The Rock and Aldous Hodge. Is it Aldous or Albus? I think it's Aldous
Yeah, but
Hodge, who's
I
really
don't
great as
think
Hawkman. I
I
will
liked
say.
Hawkman's. I think Hawkman
I
was really well portrayed in the film.
I think his
Honestly,
costume is so goofy, but it still works. One thing I can never fault DC for is their costume designs are always on
mm.
point. Like I don't like the Flash's costume. I don't love, but it still kind of makes sense in the universe. Like it would like spandex would look very out of place with the rest of the Justice League, and like he's wearing armor to like it's like bits and pieces here and there to sort of protect himself and whatnot. And like he's new to it, so it kind of looks like shit.
Yeah.
Um, but no, everything else, every other character, just sort of looks spot on, fantastic. Wonder Woman has a sort of updated kind of like battle skirt design going on, which I really love. I think it sort of hits that midpoint between like giving her pants and giving her the bathing suit, which either one. I mean, I don't mind the pants, but people aren't huge on it apparently. Um, I don't know. We're getting kind of off topic in that regard,
Yeah.
but I think it's a very. I don't know. I love these costume designs. Cyclone looks fantastic. They pretty much just ripped that straight from the comics, as well as Atom Smasher, who I feel didn't have a lot to do in this except kind of bumble around, and then he kind of figured
Yeah.
it out. But I feel like he wasn't too obnoxious. I just wish he had more to do.
Yeah,
Besides that,
I think the problem you have with Adam Smasher is because he, at least to me, he very much felt like the comedic character out of all the kind of.
yeah,
It's hard to call them main characters because they are, but they aren't
barely.
shown enough to be a main character to me. But
Yeah,
really, the society's main characters, and I guess you kind of want to show that comedic character as such a forefront. I feel like in this style of movie,
yeah. I think
but
yeah, I feel like they managed to sort of toe this line between him becoming incredibly annoying and him being like, you know, sort of like not there. But I feel like they lean too much into the he's just barely in it section. I feel
yeah,
like you can have him be kind of new to this and a little obnoxious and a little like bumbling without having him just be like, yeah, we'll give him like 10 minutes to do his thing and then we'll piece it all together in post, I guess. And right in the end, I think he was really a good introduction. They all kind of feel like a football team more than like a superhero team, the way they're sort of like they're all kind of brawlers in a way. Or like it feels like I don't know. The thing about this Justice Society, I kind of get that they're sort of new and there's not like a huge team at the moment, but there's there's only four of them, and the big appeal of the Justice Society is that
mm,
it's this massive sprawling like society of like a whole slew of just random heroes who just drop in now and again to fuck around and find out. And instead, he's just four dudes. Two of them are basically like gridiron players, or just like barge into people and like throw shit, and that's awesome. It's cool that they can do that. But like,
mm.
that's half. It's while it's only two people, that's currently half the team, and then like, I don't know, it feels
I think
a
the
little weird.
reasoning behind having the four members, at least coming from someone that's spent that's going into editing and work around editing for emotion and everything,
Yeah,
when you're trying to create the relationships between so many characters, it's very difficult when you're given a because how long was the film? Was
two and
it
a bit hours thereabouts.
was it two and a bit? Okay, I
Probably.
think if because you also have to remember as well with the way the film is, they all communicate with each other really. So
Mm.
you don't have to get all these relationships going back and forth. And if the society was six members, that's two more members. That you then have to have connection between all the society members, then
Yeah, no,
also connection between Black Adam.
I sort of I do understand. It's less that they have the that there's not as many of them. It's more so just like I wish they kind of like thought differently. I suppose if that makes sense. Like interacted with the world. 'Cause I'm totally fine if you just have like a focus on four members. I think the Justice Society is cool because it's like I don't know. I think it would have been a cool idea if there was like a whole bunch more members, but it was like Hawkman's like,
Mm.
okay, I'm picking these
I
guys
think
put together.
mentioning of more members would have been really nice.
That would have been awesome because it's like, okay, this isn't the whole Justice Society because this is more like a book. This is more like the Justice Book Club, you know?
Yeah, I
Rather than
think
everything.
it was odd as well for me having Waller in the role that she was.
Yeah, it is kind of weird to have the Justice Society be working with like a, the Suicide Squad lady. I get that she's kind of similar to a Nick Fury role, I guess, but it's
Yeah,
weird.
but it
Like
as
the
a as someone that reads the comics it is a really weird position for her to be in.
yeah, and it's like even outside of that, even with the movies, it's like weird because it's like this is like she's not a heroic character. She's not like she's not a Nick Fury type. She's not like morally grey. No, she's just like an evil character kind of who just kind of like
Hmm.
does good shit occasionally.
I think
Um,
it also therefore paints the Justice Society as more of a Suicide Squad just without killing people.
they feel like more of a global police force, like an Avengers kind
Yeah.
of thing, rather than like the Justice League or like the proper, upholders of like justice. I guess I don't know. Like a global peacekeeping force could be interesting. I just don't know if the Justice Society is the right team for that. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the choice though, because I think they want to tie it back into the wider universe. They want to sort of like have, okay, someone's keeping tabs on this. We want to sort of like draw some parallels to something people are familiar with, which is both like a sort of global military peacekeeping force, as well as like similar with superheroes like the Avengers. Um, so, so I sort of do understand that. Um, I don't know. I think what I like about this movie, and similarly, like I liked it because of the same thing that happens in the X-Men movies, where the heroes just kind of get the shit kicked out of them like a lot. So
Hmm.
it feels like everybody's kind of struggling. Even Black Adam is like he's super powerful and all, and he's like getting through random goons, but like he's still getting like double crossed and like confused and all that shit. Or he's the one doing the beating, and it's like, you know what? This is fun. I do. There's something satisfying about seeing like a group of losers just kind of figure it out eventually at the last minute. Like I like the X-Men for that specific reason because they feel like they're just a bunch of like wow, to regular humans like you and me, they're fucking incredible. But in the world of Marvel and whatever, it's like, oh, a guy who can shoot lasers out of his eyes and but can't see without doing it. Oh, so he's just a blind man. And then here's a midget with claws. Let's let him fuck around. And then oh they got fucking pounded into the ground by the literal god who can reassemble himself at an atomic level. Shocker. And then when you see, oh fuck, they
Yeah.
won, dude, that's awesome. It's kind of funny, but it's also like very tense. I feel like we should talk about Black Adam in this Black Adam movie review, eh?
That's the problem with it as well. It's like you can talk about Black
There's
Adam,
not a
but
lot to say.
yeah, and also because there's not a huge focus of him in the film itself,
Hmm.
it it's really open ended in a way. It's like there's so much left to be explored, but there was like
I
nothing given.
feel I feel like they should have either given him more attention or the Justice Society more attention and made it a Justice Society film. But they were never going to do that because
Yeah.
15 years of production on this fucking movie, Connor. Connor, do you know that that's almost as long as we've been alive. Think about that. That's longer than the Marvel Cinematic Universe has existed. Marvel did their whole saga. The Fast and Furious entire fucking saga happened. The DC universe launched and then crashed and burned, and then so it's been struggling to pick up the pieces. And in all of that time, Black Adam has just been in production in some
Yeah.
dubious state of what the fuck is going on. I That's really funny, I won't lie. But at the same time, it should not take this long. If you've greenlit a fucking Black Adam movie, it shouldn't be that hard to make a Black
Yeah.
Adam movie. Just make like do what you did. If this came out in like 2007, we'd be like, oh my god, this is the greatest, coolest fucking thing ever. Holy shit, they got the Justice
Hmm.
Society in there. Like, but I feel like now that's kind of the thing because back in 2007 when this was announced, like nobody knew who the Justice Society. Nobody knows who the Justice Society is nowadays. I do, but no one outside of comics does. But
Yeah.
it's like no one really knows who they are today. But we're more open to having these kind of weird, obscure characters come into the woodworks. But at the same time, it's like we kind of expect so much more from comic book movies. Whereas back in 2007, we were much more lenient because we were just glad anything got made, full stop. But at the same time, people would be like, "Who the fuck are the Justice Society?" And no one would have gone to watch it because I don't think The Rock was like as big as he was back then. He was still kind of like
He would have been growing
gaining his
into.
popularity. That's probably why I was greenlit in the first place, just because it's like, hey, I'm kind of growing. Let's jump on this superhero thing, and then it just
Yeah.
never happened for so long. And then here it is. I'm honestly amazed we actually got this movie out, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't know where I was. I was going somewhere with this. Um, I think I don't know. There's just so much about this movie that I'm like, I don't know. Just small tweaks and changes could have made this like a great one or the other, or just having it be a sequel.
they
If
were
this was like
really, they
this was
were
an
really
animated
in the
movie, it'd
middle.
be an incredible. Yeah, this is an incredible animated Justice Society movie, but it's a pretty um live action DC film, I'll say. I think the visual effects are incredible, and the um the fight scenes and the choreography, even some of the jokes, like some of them are kind of alright, and I'm like, yeah, these kind of suck. But
I
even
quite
so, I'm
like the
like, hey,
catchphrase one.
the catchphrase one is fun.
That was
You know
good.
what? I feel like that one's gonna get a lot of flack, but I'm like, you know what? I think it's fun. I think some little kid just said, "Hey, you got to do this thing," and he's like,
I
"Mm,
think
yes."
him
But
stuffing
he's
it
trying to,
up was
yeah,
funny as
it's
well with
funny.
it.
Oh, dude, the small aside on the villain, I think his design's cool, but I think he sucks because it's just that's one thing about 2007 where they just have the villain randomly show up in the third act, and it's just some like opposite of the hero, random nameless goon. Like you're Abomination, you're um, Ironmonger,
Yeah.
whatever the Iron One villain was called, shit like that. It just like wasn't very well executed. But when I saw the trailers for this, Connor, I said out loud, "Holy shit, we're getting Trigon in a fucking movie! Let's go!" And it happened. I'm like, "That's not Trigon? What the fuck?" And now we'll never get Trigon, Connor, because they
Wasn't
ruined it with him.
was Trigon one
It
of
was
the
in
Hell
Titans.
entities?
Maybe I don't think so.
Good.
Because
I think I
Trigon's not
heard
really in
something.
hell. I
Uh,
don't think.
I think there
I
was
mean,
talks
look,
about who
maybe.
they were, but
I think they're just the seven deadly sins from Shazam.
okay.
Is what I would guess. I mean, they might not be, but I mean, it makes sense if they are. Apparently, just a quick aside. Apparently, The Rock hates Shazam. Like, really doesn't like Shazam, like the character or the movie. Like, why the fuck are you playing Black Adam then, dude? Respectfully, like
He's
you're
just
a
in
great,
character.
like he's a great pick for for Black Adam. I'll say. He doesn't look exactly like the character, but I think like the kind of performance he gave and the look that he does have, I'm like, yeah, no, that's Black Adam.
Yeah.
That is like I struggle to think of anybody who would have done it better. Uh, no, I think Batista comes to mind for some reason, but only because only because he's
Uh,
just another wrestler, and that's only
yeah.
like literally that's the only reason, and I don't know why.
As a
He's like
wrestling
a
fan,
great
I don't
bit.
think Batista fits
No,
Black
I don't
Adam
think he
as
does.
much
I
as
don't think he
probably
does
other
either. Like,
villains
I
or
don't know
heroes.
why he comes to mind. It's just like another wrestler. I don't know. Um,
Mm.
oh, I don't. I can't think of anybody else who had maybe Jude Law, but I think he's a bit too skinny. Um, and I think he'd be like he's just too much. He's just like you just see him and you'd go, oh, that's just Jude Law. He also played Sinestro in the Green Lantern movie. I'm like, let's just have him be Sinestro because he's a perfect Sinestro. Like I can't really think of anybody who would be a better Black Adam. I just feel like the material he was given and realistically probably gave to himself. Let's be honest, because it's The Rock and his ego. It's just like not amazing, and I think we could have gotten a lot better, I suppose. But like I just think that's just I'm saying there's little things here and there that just would have made this from like an film to like oh that's really good.
Mm.
And if it came out in like 2007 when it was announced, this would have been like oh shit, here's one of like the best comic book movies of the 2000s, and we'd be looking back and going, I mean that was kind of but it was the foundational period. But
Yeah.
like it was written during the foundational period of superhero movies, and then just kept getting rewritten and rewritten and rewritten, and nobody like. There's a point where you just got to axe the project and start again, but no
Yeah.
one ever did. They just kind of kept shuffling out the team. Like they were gonna do a similar thing with the Justice League movie, Justice League Mortal. They were gonna do, where it was just like the Justice League already exists, and it's like they were gonna do the Tower of Babel storyline, basically, where I think Barry was gonna like sacrifice himself at the end, and Wally was gonna become the new Flash. It's a whole thing. It was pretty cool. Um, and then I don't know. It's just odd, and I think that's just like it's that kind of film. Like that movie back then would have been like groundbreaking, and I feel like nowadays we'd look back on that and go, "That's incredible." Like ideal timeline. The best timeline is Black Adam either gets cancelled or comes out in 2007, and Justice League Mortal comes out like yesterday or something like that. And that's the first Justice League movie. Uh, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling about a lot of movies. It's just that there's so when it comes to Black Adam, it sparks so many conversations around him and around the character, but there's not anything really to say about him because it's like I don't know. His performance was good. I think he sells the character. I do like the twist that it's like that he was his son. I think I knew the twist going in that it was like he stole the powers from some kid, but I didn't know the specific twist was. We're on the spoiler section anyway. I didn't know the specific twist was that his son gave him the powers of Shazam.
Yeah, I might be
Like
quite
that's
stupid with this, but the way they cut it up, I in my head I was like they're gonna do similar to Shazam because I couldn't remember exactly how it works. I remember in the comics Black Adam just never changed back,
yeah.
but I my first thought was they might just scrap the idea that he never changes back and his normal body ages alongside of it. So when
Yeah,
they
that's
went from the first kid back in time to the kid in modern day, I was like, wait, is that Black Adam?
yeah, I did too, to be honest. I was like, is this a descendant? I was like, what the fuck? What's this kid got to do with anything? But then it was just then I realized who the kid was, and he dies horribly in the comics. Kind of like he
Mm,
gets ripped apart. It's fucking terrifying. I don't know why they did it. I haven't read the storyline. The story actually looks really good. I think it leads into the whole World War Three story. But anyway, no, I don't know why they did it, but it's insane. And yeah, um, I think I don't know that kid. I look, I put up with him for the movie because I'm like, look, everyone else is doing really well, but that kid is distractingly bad. Like, did you find the set the same, or or am I insane? Like, if I'm insane, fine, but I
I
I
don't know if
really
I
did not like his
found
performance.
the performance bad because as the very avid movie watcher I am, I don't know this,
Look, child actors are
but
kind of notorious for being quote unquote bad. The real reason is that they're given like they're kids, very inexperienced in acting, and they're being given these like demanding roles. They've done like 16,000 takes, and they're
yeah,
always exhausted. And they're trying to get into the acting world. So of course they're not going to give their A
uh,
game because they're fucking nervous as shit, and acting is hard. Like I
yeah.
wouldn't pretend it's not, but like I don't know,
I guess with
like
my thing with the like kid's performance was at points I felt the character was kind of too forefront and it
yeah.
didn't feel
Yeah,
deserved,
I
which
think
may
the
be in the
way
performance. But
I think the way he delivers his lines is a lot of the issue sometimes. Like there are parts where like, oh, he's firing off rapid fire questions. Yeah, this is what a kid would do because he's meeting a superhero, right? Or what he thinks is basically a superhero. He's got like a million, jillion, trillion questions. Awesome. But then he kind of goes like, "Oh, can you shoot fire? Oh, can you fly? You should get a cape. I like a cape, dude. What's your magic powers? What's the magic word? That's awesome. Oh wow, you're so cool. Jeff super strength. Are you bulletproof or is the suit bulletproof? And like they kind of repeated some gags in the Shazam movie, which I like that bit. I like where they're like,
mm,
are you bulletproof or is the suit bulletproof? Like okay, that's from Shazam. I like that. I
yeah,
got you. I see you there. That was fun. Um, but I think uh, it was his. It was just that he felt. It didn't feel like his character cared that much. So I feel like the kid didn't care that much. And a lot
Mm.
of the times where it's like he's like rallying the people. He never feels like a scared kid in this like terrifying situation. He feels
Yeah.
like a he feels like a child actor acting out these situations not very convincingly. And I don't want to shit on like him too much because I think it's a weird role to play. Like this kid isn't as old as this script is, so I have to imagine he was probably like written in fairly late into the whole thing to give Black Adam something way to relate to, the audience. Um,
Yeah.
but it was just like something that was like I was personally distracted by it a few times. I'm just like, can we cut to like Black Adam stuff now? And I
Yeah.
don't care what this kid's up to. They also bring in right at the end, like, oh, the army of the dead is rising up in Karnak, and in like 3 shots, they're just dealt with because
Yeah.
Black Adam killed them. Like they didn't show the civilians dealing with. They didn't introduce them early enough, and they didn't show the actual consequence. Like the back. Even if they just showed it like much earlier, like, oh shit,
Mm.
everything's being shaken up. Here are the army of the dead. Fuck, where's Black Adam? Whatever. And then like ages later, then he gets woken up and whatever, whatever, whatever.
Yeah. I think the thing with that is this. It even going through it, and I think even through like our discussion, is very action focused.
Mm,
So I think in when you look at it, I think from their point of view, it's like in their eyes, they probably thought you've come here to watch the action.
mm,
So we want to make sure you've got the action again and again, and keep on going back to it. So maybe in their
yeah,
eyes, they didn't want too long away from that action.
yeah.
But like you said, it probably would have made it
Pierce
all feel a
Brosnan,
lot
that's the
nicer.
guy's name. That's um,
Doctor
what's his
Fate.
name? Yeah, that's Doctor Fate. Pierce Brosnan. Um, yeah, no, I get that. Like, it's an action focused movie, and like, I think they get like, yeah, you're coming here to watch The Rock punch people with superpowers.
Yeah.
I love how DC does both super strength and super speed. Like, it started in Man of Steel, and they've just kind of done the same thing for all those characters. But it's like, yeah, no, I feel like the way that they move and like they don't just punch you, or if they do, you can tell there's so much kinetic force behind it. But they're like super speed, like right here, like from across the room to right here, like a split second, all with like one punch, like bang, bang, bang. It's almost like their punches are propelling their entire bodies, and to just throw a punch like this requires so much restraint on yourself to just hold yourself back, I guess. And it's like, I don't know. I just think it's a really great effect that they've nailed. DC's special effects are like incredible
Yeah.
nowadays, and I get like there's a whole controversy with Marvel and whatnot around that. Um, but generally, DC sort of steers clear of that, and instead their movies suffer in terms of being good movies, which sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Hang on. It sucks. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Put that up there. Actually, I think it's cool.
That's not
I
on
don't use this
stream,
in my
by the
backdrop.
way.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
I
Well,
have to cut the thing so it's clean.
there's a bat lamp here, poster here, 2 Justice League posters here. It sucks. Is the point? It sucks. Um. Yeah. No. I think it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. I guess I'm like the special effects are really good. The costumes are great. I did like the effect when like he flies into the air in the flashback, and that's how he kind of gets his costume. I don't know how it works. I guess magic, but I
Yeah.
thought it was cool. Like, all right, it's almost like it's like his sins are being literally born onto his skin.
Mm.
Um, when it comes to I think what they could have done with him reverting back. I wish he was way older when he reverted back. Because that's a cool concept that they just kind of have to like wait ages if they ever want to capitalize on it. Like I sort of understand that yeah, he was Black Adam for age that might have slowed his aging. Like I wish that like his mortal form still aged when he wasn't because I'm like
I
Because
think
a cool thing in the comics is that whenever Black Adam goes back to Teth Adam, he just becomes this like decrepit old man who's like based like a sneeze away from blowing into dust, and then
yeah, there's a few problems with that. I think number one is in terms of as the like director and everything, you've got Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
yeah, that's
so
the
you
thing.
want to keep him. Then
But I feel
also,
like they could still do it because it's like, yeah, you
but
got Dwayne the
I
Rock
think it
Johnson,
would
but
then
he's
also
still,
question the age because it was what 5,000 years.
yeah,
So how are you going to make him age in a way where he just doesn't immediately die? Because
yeah,
if you're,
I don't know.
let's say, if you're anywhere over 1,000 years old, you're just gonna pass away instantly, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So
think it's
I
like
think maybe
it'd be an odd way to do it, but I feel like there's got to be a way.
I think
Like,
there should be some physical notion to tell you that the power like takes away something from him.
I think it should be like what you could do is like it ages, like he ages slower, but like he still ages in his mortal form. So he's not like 1,000 years old physically, but he is like 80 years old, like 100 and something. So it's like, yeah, I'm still this gross, decrepit old man, but I'm not like 5,000 years old. But I'm not the peak of health, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I get that's weird to do. I get that audiences would be like confused by it, and I'm like, I understand, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's a weird magic spell. You're seeing the Rock beat two people, and they're both the Rock. Yeah, I feel like you could
Yeah.
suspend. Also, did you see that one scene where they revealed that his son was the champion in like, and it's like when he first gets the powers. Fuck, that looked like almost identical to like the comic version of Black Adam. Because like the shadowing made him look like exactly like he had that exact hairline and the ears and everything. Like, what the fuck? Like, I
Hmm.
almost wish that guy was Black Adam. But then they show him regularly and like, oh no, it's just some guy. Fuck
Yeah.
off. I don't care about some guy. I want to see Black Adam. Girls, I want to see men. Like Speed, but fucking Connor was in the theater with me, so you'll remember. But I was so excited when I saw like the Rock turn back into regular human form. I was like, "Holy shit! The Rock slimmed down for this!" And I
Yeah.
saw the credits. Like, no, no, they got a body double. Of course he didn't. Because I don't think. Thinking back, of course he didn't. That's not possible. I mean, it's possible, but he's not fucking. He would have been noticed, and also he's not Christian Bale. He's not going to do a rapid, extreme body transformation in the span of like a week to shoot like
Yeah.
what amounts to like 5 scenes. But that effect is so good. They did a
Hmm.
similar thing in the first Captain America movie, and really here you can sort of see how far that technology has advanced. Because I'm like, fuck, no, it's seamless. Like you don't tell. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Um, what else is there? I loved Hawkman. I don't know. I feel like he kind of gets in the way a lot, but I felt that that was like no, that is Hawkman. That's just what he
Yeah.
does.
I felt like that was his
He's an
role in the
yeah,
movie as
like
well.
he's kind of angry. He's kind of a meathead. He sees things in a very black and white way, but that's just Hawkman's whole deal, you know.
Yeah.
Like he is a hero. He likes to do the right thing and save people. But like no, he's like there's the good guys and the bad guys, and he has to be reminded by people like, hey, look, there's just guys sometimes, you know, like
It's not
what about
all
the
black
regular
and white.
people? Are they the good guys or are they the bad guys? And like, well, depends on the situation. Like, well, yeah, of course, it depends. You got to think about that. I felt like
Yeah.
that was. I did like. I don't know. I like the whole. I wish they'd done more with like the prophecy stuff with Doctor Fate, because that's like literally his whole deal. Fate
Hmm.
and the future. You don't want to do anything with that. No, just like a flashback scene at the start, like a flash forward scene at the start. Sorry, and then going and then saying, "Oh yeah, I saw a vision where you die." Like, you did? You did?
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you. I trust you, I guess. Um, and then at the end, he's like, "I mean, that was a cool idea. I just wish that they sort of gone with that idea. You know, it felt like they didn't do enough. Not enough with it. Just like they had this cool concept with this cool character. And I'm like, I don't know. just felt like they. I don't know. It's that weird thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
thing where they had a lot of time, but they also didn't have a lot of time.
yeah, I feel
I
it's again going back to this thing of like I feel like this would have been all sorted out if this was just a Justice Society 2 Rise of Black Adam or something. I
yeah,
don't know.
it would have been a lot easier and a better of a film if you went with either A or B,
Yeah,
but you tried
like
doing both.
we tried C, which is fine. Like, given what it is, it's fantastic. But what it
Yeah,
is not fantastic.
but what it could
You know,
be is
what it
so
could be.
much like better than what it is,
Yeah, like it
and
has incredible
that's
potential.
I think
I
that's where a lot of the annoyance
and I
with it
think
comes
the
from.
and like channeling a bit of uh fucking Weekly Planet here podcast here. Shout out to those guys because they're awesome. Um, that's Mr. Sunday Movies, but like I feel like The Rock can make an excellent film. He's got the range, he's got the charisma, he's got the backing, and like the because his fans will fucking watch anything with him in it. At least on opening weekend, you know. Look at Fast and Furious. Look at in Black Adam's not doing amazing, but that's got the stigma of DC movies, and you know people kind of saw it was kind of another film without really any backing from any established titles besides DC, and DC was not a very strong leg to stand on at the point. So, but no, I feel like if he just like I don't know what's stopping him. I I don't know what he's I don't remember what he said in the podcast that I watched, but like I don't know what's stopping. I don't personally know what's stopping him from like making it that amazing movie, but I feel like he could do it. If I don't want to say if he applied himself. It doesn't feel like he's. It doesn't feel like he's not applying himself. It just feels like he's always playing the same lost dude in the jungle, some variation of that. But even this was more like a Scorpion King esque role, where
Mm.
he's like this kind of fish out of water type. But even then, it's very basic and like I don't know. I just feel like if he his ego is simultaneously the best and worst thing about him and his productions because he he gets shit done. He gets shit made. Like he's pretty much the only reason this movie actually exists at all. But at the same time, it's like if he just wasn't so like if his ego was like no we need to get this made unless we need to get this made and I need to look awesome in it because I'm the Rock, then we could have had like I don't know something a lot better for it. And like even in that final fight, I did like that he's like, you know, kind of getting his ass kicked. That's after a whole movie of him being basically untouchable. His fights with Hawkman at points were like, oh shit, he's kind of getting clowned on, but then it's more just like clowning on Hawkman, which look fair enough. He's very fun to clown on. All
Yeah,
my homies hate Hawkman for some reason, even though Hawkman's awesome. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping there's maybe because this movie didn't do as well as was like it needed to do. Maybe he'll be like just chill out and let him be a bit of a villain now. Maybe we'll get like more of a range from the character. Will be interesting. Um, I remember telling you this specifically, Connor, like how basically how this movie like had to do well, like gangbusters. Otherwise, DC as a studio might fucking collapse it on itself. And it seems like that's not the case anymore because they're sort of starting to figure shit out. You know, they've got actually like a head producer behind them. They've got James Gunn and the other guys like the co-heads of DC films. They've got a bit of a roadmap going. They've got actual plans on films that they're going to be making. Um, yeah, no, it's just that was a whole mess that I was really worried about. That I think is a little bit behind us, basically. But I don't. I don't know. There's just a lot to this film that I think could have been better. But I feel like I can see you've been trying to say something for the past like 10 minutes. I'm sorry. I just keep talking. Go.
you're
Go.
good. You're good. It's. I'll be honest. I kind of forgot what I was gonna say before, but yeah, it's. I think overall, the movie. It's very much like they needed a lot more time. They had to kind of focus on the one character, and yeah, it's hard because I think the movie isn't bad enough that it's stopping me from wanting more,
Mm.
but it's also not good enough for me to then ask for more.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's
at a
like
stage where,
if I get more, I'll be happy. But
yeah,
if not, eh,
my point of view is
I'd
like,
love more.
if you show
But
me more Black Adam, cool. If you don't, all right. Like the movie
personally,
didn't make
like,
me want to see Black Adam as a a consistent part of the
yeah,
universe going forward.
yeah. See, I think that I don't know. I think he did really. I'd love to see more of the Justice Society for sure, and Black Adam. Meh, be cool, I guess. 'Cause I like Black Adam as a character,
Hmm.
but I just hope they kind of change him up a little bit. Um,
I think
I think, yeah, sorry.
the thing for me with it is like I feel like I want more society, but
We do live in a
also
society, Connor. A Justice Society,
but
if you
also
will.
I don't think the way they present the Justice Society in this movie is what I would want the Justice Society to be presented as.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It kind of feels like they've gone, well, we don't want to use the term Justice League because we're not using Justice League. We don't want to use the term Suicide Squad. Okay, what's another decently big team name? Well, Justice Society. So they went with that.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I don't think they did as much looking into that, figuring out what Justice Society was. They're just like, oh, this is one of the bigger known team names for
let's just
DC,
use
so
this.
we'll
Yeah,
use this.
it feels like they just picked a name out of a hat of
Mm,
like popular team names, and
that's a good
this is the one
shout.
we got. Which is like, I'm glad we got the society, but I'm hoping we need to see more of it because I'm at the moment they're kind of lame, and I get they're supposed to be lame old people, but I want to see more lame old people be superheroes, Connor.
Yeah,
There be more lame old people be superheroes.
I think
Um,
I wouldn't mind seeing the society kind of continue the way they are pushed now, but also I think it would have worked so much better to keep the society as a common factor across things if you had Hawkman and Dr. Fate still there, so two of the older people, and they cycle in new recruits,
yeah,
and
I guess so.
slowly, like maybe the next
It
time
gets
you see
bigger and
it,
bigger.
it would be Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and then two new recruits. It won't be Smash and Cyclone. It might be two new ones, and then the one after that, they might bring back Cyclone with a new one. Then maybe one of them stays on as a permanent third member, and they slowly grow.
But in saying that, how fucking awesome would it be, Connor, to see Power Girl and also see the Spectre, and you know what? And Wildcat.
Hmm. I
I could see Green Arrow being on the Justice
I
Society,
could
to
see
be
Green.
honest.
I could see Wildcat being a part of the universe, but be retired.
No, fair. Yeah, makes sense. I
Um.
mean, that's kind of always. I feel like that's always his deal. He's
Yep.
like, I'm, I'm tired of this nonsense. I've had my 8 lives in the ring. I'm taking my knife to relax and punch bags. And then he just does superhero shit, and he just has a bad back the whole time, but he still kicks ass because
Yeah.
he trained Batman. You
I
know.
wouldn't mind Dinah Lance's Black Canary to be part of it because I know there was a different Black Canary. I think in the original Society, or at least in some of the
I mean,
representations
they
of
did
them.
show the original. There was an original Atom Smasher, so they
Yeah.
could just say like, "Oh yeah, I am descended from the original one." And it's like,
Yeah.
it's about
And
more about legacy.
I think that
Pretty
would be a
cool.
nice touch having Black Canary part of it because then you could always have Green Arrow as part of the Justice League and have a connection between Green Arrow and Canary for the two teams.
I just want to see Power Girl in the DCU. I think that would be cool as fuck. They'll never do it because she has a boob window, but you can just cover it up. Just put a P
That's
there.
good. They might eventually do and just do a different costume.
Yeah, they can do it. It's fine. Um, I don't know. I just think I like seeing Superman at the end. That was awesome. I'm glad
Yeah.
he's back. Um, I'm glad we finally have some clarity. That's like, no, okay, he's back. We're working on shit, and we actually fucking have Henry Cavill back as Superman.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. You did the one thing. You made the DC guy, besides Batman, shut up. You made the DC guy, and you got him in the thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that. That was the one thing you had to do. But but I don't know. Did you have any further thoughts?
I think not in terms of the main movie, because I think
Mm.
for me personally, it always goes back to the point where it's just combining two movies, but missing like an hour of both.
Yeah, yeah. I,
And as someone that isn't an avid movie watcher, it's a lot hard for me, I think, to then go deeper into critiquing movies, just because
no, because
I
that
don't
is
watch
not
enough.
entirely valid criticism. Like, it feels like it's not. It's two movies trying to be one movie. Well, I think we summed it up perfectly at the start, where it feels like a sequel to a film that just didn't exist.
Yeah, it might be something where they do a Justice Society movie in the future, and that'll be quite nice.
Mm.
I,
Yeah,
I
I think so.
think the ending. I think personally, for me, the ending felt it wasn't the ending I thought it was going to be.
So, what were
I
you
f-
thinking?
I felt like because it's The Rock and because they want to like have some like big cast members, because I don't know if Ben Affleck's gonna be staying as Batman. I've heard some
I think he
things
is.
about him might be coming back.
I think a lot of people are coming back because of the management shift. The Flash is going to be like Ezra Miller is going to be gone
Yeah,
for sure, but that's because they are a complete crate. Um, and
I
I
think
think, but other than that, like I think even I don't know about Ray Fisher. I think he might be gone for good, which
that's the thing.
completely understandable. Like, he was like abused on set, and I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what? Yeah, no, I wouldn't come back if I didn't want to.
I think the thing with it is like I don't know exactly who's coming back and who's staying. So I think I kind of went into it. I knew Henry Cavill was coming back because that was spoiled to me 2 3 weeks before we watched it.
Yeah, no, it was spoiled to like everybody. Remember?
Yeah, I
The
kind of
Rock just told
felt
everybody, which is I think that's the whole joke. It's like, oh hey, did you see that spoiler that The Rock posted? It's like,
yeah,
what spoiler? No, I didn't see it. Oh, you mean the Superman thing? That's not a spoiler. The Rock's been telling everybody.
yeah.
Wait, that
See,
was the
I
spoiler?
had that with Harry, I think, because he said it in the call, and I was like, "Have I seen this spoiler?" Because I just assumed the Superman thing was out in the open.
Yeah,
But I
that's
kind
so
of
funny.
I felt like the that Black Ant would become one of the kind of like the pillars of the new kind of universe and the new plan.
Look, I'll tell you, I'll give him this much. He got asses in seats for the first weekend, and we'll come back to that. But
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's like you were saying, he's like this pillar, you know.
Yeah, and I felt like they were going to push him towards that, and then at the end it was like, "You're trapped in Conduct. This is your prison now. Don't leave it."
Mm.
It very much felt like more like, okay, well,
It
he's in
feels
the
like this
world,
is
but we
his
won't.
corner now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like that kind of then just made this
Like,
movie like
it would have been
not.
cooler if it would have been cool if it was like, hey, no, like, I'll stay here for now, but if I want to leave, you can't stop me,
Hmm.
kind of thing. Um, and then they're like, we'll see. And even then, the Waller end credit scene still works, but you just have like at the ending of the movie is like him saying to the society, you guys know you like, I'll stay here for now because Conduct needs a protector. But if you cross my borders, I'm coming for you, and you can't stop me. And then
I
society's
think
like, huh, we'll see. You
I
know?
would have liked if he joined one of the groups as like an honorary on-off member,
Yeah,
where
true
it's
that.
like you're in Conduct. Like the way my head worked is it kind of felt like him and Hawkman were going to become not friends, but like respect towards each other. So then the
Yeah, fair.
Hawkman would call Black Adam for help,
Yeah, fair.
and that's kind of what I felt like it was moving towards. And having him kind of stuck in Conduct, I was like, okay, you kind of. I don't know what I
You're gonna do with
think.
them now, yeah.
Yeah, and I also felt it might be my own thing with thinking. I kind of felt like they were going to use this for the like universe, but with that ending, to me, it kind of felt more like, okay, this is just a standalone movie. It has nothing really to do with anything else. Because
Yeah.
at the end of it, the only thing that really you can see happening in the next few films is they might do something with the society, but it's highly unlikely.
Mm.
So
I feel like Kondak is very realized, but very underutilized as well. Like it
mm,
feels like a real place that you see like one or two streets of, or like one block of. It's like
yeah,
this is cool and all, but I feel like this place feels like I could go and visit. But at the same time, you showed me like a street, the town square, and like the beachside market, on rotation. I'm like, this is alright. And I feel
yeah,
like there's not enough there to carry its own movie. So, so I'm like, what are you gonna do with Black Adam? He's obviously gonna leave Kahndaq. He's gonna do like
yeah,
this whole thing again where he fights the Justice Society because you can't do that for every movie.
yeah. And I think I personally wouldn't want that. It's
Yeah,
like
no, I wouldn't either.
I don't think you want Black Adam's first two appearances to be with the Justice Society. Honestly,
Yeah,
you kind of need to do
I want
something
them to.
different.
I'd like a Superman, Shazam, Black Adam kind of deal with those three doing something.
I wouldn't mind Superman and Black Adam as a film because I felt like the ending could open the door for something between the two of them.
Yeah, fair.
Um,
Oh,
and that might be a way of kind of having Black Adam move away from being stuck in Kahndaq. Because
yeah,
I
fair.
don't personally feel like if Black Adam, if they're going to do an interconnected universe, there's no shot Black Adam is imprisoned in Kahndaq.
Yeah,
It will be that Waller saying this is your prison. That will be like in the future if they're doing interconnected universe, because he will become a member of some good guy team most likely.
yeah. I mean that's fair.
So
I kind of want him to earn that spot. Like I want him to like go through a sort of like villainous kind of downtrend, and like he gets redeemed. Is what I'd like personally. I think I can sort of see why that wouldn't work because it's like we've already
yeah,
started him kind of up here, but
he's
I don't know. I feel like he works. I feel like he's a bit too morally grey for my liking. I prefer a Black Adam that's a bit more like darker grey, we'll say.
yeah. That's the
But
thing.
he's just like
He's
mid-tone grey.
he's very much so. I felt like a lot more in the
He's
film.
just a
He
good
was
guy who kills people. He's not
yeah.
really an anti-hero.
He was very much in the comics, and with a
But
lot
Captain
of the
America kills
representations.
people in the movies, right? Like, who cares?
Yeah, like
I care, but
Black Adam in the comics is very much a villain turned kind of good guy.
yeah,
But
like
in the
in the comics
movie,
now, he's a good guy now, but he's figuring it out. Because
yeah.
he'll slaughter people and he'll just do whatever the fuck he wants, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, dude, stop that."
But I think with this, it was like he started more like a hero that kills and just stays a
Yeah.
hero that kills. He never. It doesn't feel like he was at any point a villain,
Mm.
which makes
He
it a
doesn't
lot.
command fear.
Yeah,
If he made people afraid, like, because you can still cheer for him if you're like, as a civilian, you can still be like, "Oh shit, yeah, this guy's saving our city." But then he comes down to your level, and you're like, "Oh fuck, what did we do? Everybody just stand still, or everybody run." I don't know because this guy who just blasted all those 15 people into lightning bits is now in front of me. What's he gonna do? Kind of thing, you know.
I'm okay if the people in Kondak aren't that, but I feel
It
like
just feels like no one's afraid of him.
I
Which
feel
don't
like
need the
the
superheroes to
rest
be. I
of
just
the
need
world.
someone. Yeah, there needs to be. Like, he just woke up, so there's not enough time to establish him as, like, a worldwide threat or anything.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing. It's
just
like people in Kondak know the story, and the story paints him as this massive hero, really. So
I
it
feel
makes
like maybe
sense
you could
that
do it in a
those in
sequel.
Kondak.
Maybe in a sequel, you could be like, he issues some kind of, like, global threat to people who attack Kahndaq because, like, somebody attacks Kahndaq, and he's like, "This is a global warning. If you set foot in Kahndaq, I'll turn you into lightning dust." And the whole world is then like, "Oh shit, dude."
Yeah, you need
Black
to
Panther.
have some feel with him, and I think the way this film's representation of him is it won't come from Kondak, really,
Yeah,
because they
which
would
is fair.
basically have
I
to
think that
flip the character to do that.
because that makes sense as well. Like, I think that could be like an interesting dynamic for storytelling, where it's like you have the whole global situation of like, on the one hand, Black Adam is this terrifying sort of. It's what they tried to do with Superman in the earlier DCEU films, where it's like he is this sort of like big scary creature from space or wherever with all this power, but at the same time, like people love and revere him. But where I guess Superman, they just did like everybody's terrified of him, and no one ever treats him like he's a hero, which he never feels like a hero. Then never gets the chance to be. They could do with Black Adam what they tried to do there, where they go like, okay, the rest of the world is like, even like neighboring nations are like, oh, there's this terrifying, like black creature that destroys things from the sky with that commands the power of lightning and thunder with his fingertips and whatever. And then the people of Karnak are like, no, he's a hero. He destroys outside invaders. He keeps us safe and like. And it's like they said in the movie. It's like when Intergang and all these invaders have been occupying our territory for decades. Where the fuck have you been? We have a guy now. You can leave. We're good. You know? And I think, I don't know, like that could have been, that is something they can explore further in future projects and films, even TV shows. And do like, if like Peacemaker goes to fucking Karnak, that'd be fun. That would be really funny. I would totally watch Peacemaker. Like, Amanda Wall's like, you've got to take down Black Adam. He's like, all right. No, he's like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Sorry? He's like, no, I got this. I got a gun. Well, he's bulletproof. Nah. Not my bullets. My bullets are smaller. They'll penetrate his skin. But yeah, I think I feel like we've sort of kind of covered all of the points that we were going to cover in this. Like in terms of that, I think I'm gonna just jump quickly to the box office results. Connor, Black Adam on its opening weekend made about $67 million, which is pretty good. Hey, let me see what Shazam opening weekend. Let's see. 53.3 million, so it made just a bit above Shazam on its opening weekend. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Now, Connor, I want you to guess what the second weekend earnings were. How much it dropped by? What percentage?
Okay. Well, it was 67 the
no
first.
Googling.
Yeah, I'm not googling. 67 the first. I feel like it hasn't. Has it past 100 mil? It's surely got to, right?
Maybe.
But then
I'm talking
why
about
would
the first weekend dip.
Hmm.
So there was the first weekend, and how much did it drop by?
My initial thinking would be around 50%, but I feel like that's really outrageous. But I also
You're
feel
close. 59% drop.
yeah. I was gonna say I feel like it's outrageous, but also with the way you've talked about it, it's gotta be outrageous.
No, that's more than half of its revenue.
Mm.
It went from 67 million to a 27.5 million opening weekend, which is a huge amount of money, but
Yeah. It's a
that's
massive
like
drop.
Batman. That's Batman vs Superman levels of drop. I think BVS box office drop was like, let's see. It wasn't a BVS wasn't a flop. I don't think Black Adam will be either.
It definitely
But
won't.
let's see. Okay, Batman vs Superman dropped 69% in the second weekend, so it's not quite as drastic, but it's pretty close. It's 10% off.
Yeah,
and like
but it's still drastic.
It's pretty bad. And also, this is a much smaller opening, and I get like with COVID and it's a smaller property, but like, wow. I want to see the budget on this actually. Black Adam budget, because this will sort of give us an idea of whether or not it's looking to make a profit or not. So the budget looks to be about 195 to 200 million, and it's got 326.3 million. So it hasn't quite made a profit yet, because generally rule of thumb is to be safe. You want to make like about double your budget to make to break even. And you want to make more than that so it needs to make at least 400 million to break even, and then double that, and then more than that to profit.
And we're
Which
just
it'll
below
probably.
100 mil now.
So right now it's 326 million, 0.3
Okay.
million. So it's getting there, but like
You
it
know,
is getting there, but you have to factor in something else just came out today, didn't it, Connor? And also technically
yes.
on Wednesday, if you had early showings, which I did see.
Mm.
But why don't you let the audience know what came out today for
Yes.
the?
So, unless you were Max and it came out a week beforehand, uh,
Hey, only 2 days, 2 days
oh, two
beforehand
days beforehand, well, Black
for like
Panther
early
came out.
showing. Yeah, Black Panther came out.
So, it, Black Panther might have a bit of a drop.
I think this will be the you know the meme where it's like the bargain bin DVD section of like when you ask your grandma to get Fast and Furious and she gets like uh, hang on, what's that movie called?
Cars.
Not Cars. Oh, like when you ask. One second. Super fast. It is here. Um, I'll screen share if you can show us on the stream. Can you show it on the stream?
It'll
Yeah.
take a bit of effort.
Yeah. I'll just if I just like I'll set this as my background then.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. This is so much effort for this stupid bit, but you know what? I don't care. It's my Connor's. It's my hijacking of Connor's stream. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Hang on. I have to remove a background. I guess I'll remove. Oh, there's so many good ones though. I'll
Well, I
remove
feel
that
like you
one.
should hurry up
Hang on.
because our plans to go about 30, 40 minutes. I feel like we are very close to.
Don't even worry about it. It's fine if we go a little over. It's fine, Connor.
See, I said
It's
this in the intro of the stream.
fine.
When we were meant to remember the chat room, that was meant to be
Yeah,
30
yeah.
minutes.
Look, it's fine. It's because this is what sort of like getting to the end of it. Where the fuck did I save it to? All right, this is fine. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. You guys aren't prepared for how hilarious this joke is about to be. You're gonna be like, oh wow, I'm so glad I waited.
I can't wait for it
Max,
to just flop.
Max, I love you. I hope you're okay. And you know what? I'm not okay, but it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, okay. It's like, oh, when you ask grandma to get you Fast and Furious, and they get you this super fast the 2015 parody. This movie had the same budget as John Wick, and it looks like fucking
Oh,
shit.
damn.
Um, but point being, yeah. Look, I think it's probably gonna be. It'll probably get some views just based off the fact that it has black in the title. So I feel like some people might genuinely get confused and go, "Oh no, I booked tickets to see
Yeah.
Black Adam." Fuck. But I mean, probably not. That'd be like 10 people, honestly.
Yeah, it's
But
a very
I feel like as
minor
well.
match.
I feel like look, if there was ever a time for The Rock to start like campaigning this movie, it's now because otherwise it's not gonna break even. It's gonna get trounced by Black Panther. Um, which I did see. I have some thoughts on. I think it was good, but I'll save my general thoughts for another video. Honestly, Connor, let me know when you watch that. We can do another one of these on Black Panther because I'd love to. I think this is very fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. 2015 Superfast came out, by the way. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, so I think thank you very much for having me on. It was super fun. It's great to waffle about comic book movies made by Dwayne the Rock Johnson. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe changed. For the better, we'll have to see, I guess. Here I'll plug all my shit. So you have to tell me to. My YouTube handle is MaximonHR. You can find me in probably Kliq's Connor's YouTube recommendation section. I also stream occasionally on Twitch. That's MaximonHR_live. What else have I got? I've got Instagram as well. You can just message me, Max1HRYT, as well as Twitter, Max1HRYT. Um, you'll see my avatar thing. You'll know what it was. I recently released an Overwatch video, which is kind of but go give it a watch. Superman video essay has almost 500 views for some fucking reason.
Seen that. It feels like it's
Stop
slowing
watching.
down a bit.
Look, a little bit, but stop watching it for real. It's a little embarrassing. I make other shit too. Watch my other videos. The podcast we made, Big Talk, has 16 views. Go watch that one, you dicks. But no, look, this was fun. I really hope to do it again. We'll probably make this. I'm gonna try and make this a regular thing. We might not always do it on stream, but I guess for the moment, I'll let Connor get back to. Are you doing anything else for the stream, or are we wrapping it up?
I'll probably end up wrapping it up in a bit.
Look, understandable.
I think I quite like having this as a stream, just because I think having a stream where it's just chatting is quite nice. It's a very
I think
chill,
that's good.
break off of it.
It also saves. It allows us both to sort of record. Next time I'll record my perspective too, so I can just edit that stuff. But for the moment, I'll just clip this, make it a video. We'll get it out there. Connor, clip this whole thing. Yep, I will say as well, if you want to watch the long form version of this, go check it out on Kliq's channel, which is just click KLIQ. It's a little bit hard to find in the search bar, but I'll make sure to link it in the profile. The description below. I'll put the thingy on screen as well. If you're watching this on Kliq's channel, you can watch the more abridged kind of edited down version on my channel. Don't know why you would, because you've already watched the whole thing, if that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I think I can't really think of anything else to plug, except I love you. I love you guys. Except you, Shah. Fuck you. But I love you, and I hope you're well. And remember, I'm not Daredevil. I don't know. That's it. I'm waffling. I've done like 6 outros. Kind of fucking take over, please. Holy shit.
Oh, am I doing the outro? I was just gonna cut yours up and then just use that.
Just use outro. Do outros. You gotta do outro for your shit. Actually, you gotta like deafen me. Go to like the Just Chatting stream and go, hey, thanks for watching. If you want to check out more, check out my stream, and then plug your stream thing. And that's your end screen. I could totally direct an end screen for you after this if you want.
What?
For like YouTube video. If like stream highlights on your YouTube channel, I could direct like a end title screen for you, where it's just like you looking at the camera going, hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more of this content like this, check me out on Twitch. I stream. How many times a week do you stream?
At the moment, it's 4 times a week.
Right, well, I stream 4 times a week, and I'm always looking forward to having new fans. So come along if you like. And you wave your hand, and then from behind the hand wave would appear your Twitch link. Fade to black, because you like fades.
Yep. Yeah, I might look into it.
I'll record one for you. It'll be awesome.
Okay.
Alright, anyway. Take it away. Wrap it up.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching this YouTube video and really the Twitch stream. Max and I will probably be doing this a lot more. He is leaving, so let me just change.
Don't say a lot. Don't say a lot more. Don't prep them for something that might happen, Connor.
We will be doing this very rarely, probably, hopefully, twice a year at least. Set the bar low, because then we'll just jump all the way over it. Say 2 a year. When we do 3 a year, it's massive. Any more than that, it's just unbelievable shit.